What's up, Star Trek fans? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be your curator today. Guys, we have another fun exhibit for you today here at our beautiful M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. Today we're going to be covering the fantastic Playmates, Star Trek Playmates toy line of 9-inch action figures. And these are just a few that I've been collecting over the last 2 to 3 months. We'll be adding more to our collection, but these are the ones that really grabbed me. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, for one. And we're doing these beautiful exhibits. And I said, you know what, let's give the Playmates toy line its just due and do this this exhibit. This guy is driving a lot of people crazy in the land of M.I.B. Playmates brought out, or so I should say, they started to produce the Star Trek 9-inch toy line around the mid-1990s, 94, 95, and I believe they ended somewhere around the early 2000s, maybe 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. And it was a breath of fresh air. Make no mistake, the toy line was a breath of fresh air for collectors. You got to understand, this is M.I.B had not returned at this point, so there was no M.I.B Corporation at this time. So you had a ton of companies out there producing 8-inch to 9-inch to 10-inch figures, M.I.B-like figures in that format, I should say. My Gull Dukat figure is one of my favorite figures. All these figures I found at the my local toy and game exchange, practically C10 museum-like examples here. And I found them, and I fell in love with them because of the concept of these figures being so close to M.I.B and having their own sense of charm at the same time. Looking at our green shirt, casual shirt, Captain Kirk, or as they say, the Captain James Kirk in casual attire. M.I.B has a green shirt, Kirk, out now that is practically impossible to find. He is becoming that jewel of the M.I.B.'s third wave collection. That has been a whole different topic of discussion, of frustration of trying to track these figures down and find them. But this figure has proven to be very elusive, very difficult to obtain. Looking at our Mr. Spock here. Guys, if you're just joining us, welcome to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. We're here doing an exhibit of our Playmates Star Trek figures from the early 1990s. Here's our Billy figure. Beautifully done. This Billy figure is absolutely fantastic. M.I.B did a figure back in the 1970s that was not accurate. It was super cool though, but it was not accurate. This is an accurate representation of the Billy figure. Here's our Captain Kirk in his regular crew shirt, captain's gear. These guys came with fantastic equipment. Guys, what do you think of our Playmates Star Trek 9-inch figures? Do you have any of these guys? Do you remember this toy line? Here's our Romulan commander. And to give you a good indication, this is, once again, you're talking about another exact representation of the Romulan commander. We'll bring in our amigo Romulan commander, who's awesome, by the way. And we'll put them side by side and let you. Here's our amigo Romulan commander. The way Migo first presented this figure back in the 1970s, he was one of the most difficult figures to find. And here's the Playmates version of the Romulan commander. And you're talking about a 9-inch figure, so these figures had a little bit more. I'll get you another blown out shot of these guys. These figures had more room as far as design, technique, and options to work with because it's the size of the figure. So the scale of the figures were a lot bigger, so you could add these beautiful, do more detail to the outfits. Here's our Jim Hardar soldier. The face sculpts on these figures were absolutely gorgeous, along with just fantastic detail. Look at the line that runs into his neck that pumped a drug-like medication to control these creatures. Look at the detail. Fantastic. Here's another one of my favorites. Our Adahar Ruofo figure from Star Trek Insurrection. The term attention to detail is getting used a lot in this video for this exhibit. The sheer beauty of these figures. And this toy line, Playmates made close to 70 or 80 of these figures. Some variants, different variations of the same figure. And like I said, we're chasing still a few of these figures as we speak. Once again, because we're a museum, we're looking for these figures to be in a certain condition. We want them as close to C10, C9, C8 if possible, but C8, C9, C10 condition as possible. That means that these figures have not been disturbed. Box integrity is fantastic. So I know I had a subscriber ask me, when can we see more Playmates Star Trek figures? I said, it's a process. I have to make certain that A, I got to be happy with what I'm purchasing, but B, I want to put beautiful examples and artifacts into our museum. So we want you to see these figures as they were once seen when they first came out in toy stores. When you first saw them on a toy store shelf, on a Toys R Us shelf or a Walmart shelf or a Target toy store shelf, wherever you were buying your action figures that during those time periods in the year mid 1990s. Just his Billy figures. Frank Gorshin played the role of Billy. Beautiful, and it came with things you can see in the back. He's got his base that he stood on. Some other items in there. Everything is sealed. The Billy figure is one of my favorite figures from this line. Captain Kirk, I believe, had the most variations in this toy line. So many different Captain Kirk variations. Variants, if you will. This was another hot topic of discussion. The collection series editions, the numbering system left something to be desired. Most collectors didn't like that. They felt that the numbering system wasn't handled properly. So it took away from the value, the collectability of that figure. So many were being produced. But we have a green shirt Kirk. We will eventually get the green shirt Mego Captain Kirk. Patience, guys, with anything in collecting, and we know this as collectors, especially some of the top collectors in the country, understand this. It's all about patience, you know, waiting. You don't have to run out to eBay and grab these figures. If they're charging an arm and a leg on eBay. And these figures, speaking of eBay, I checked eBay for some of these figures, and you're talking about, over 20-year-old figures. They're not priced bad. There's some variants of these figures that are a little more expensive, but for the most part, they're not bad in price. And I didn't pay a lot at the toy exchange for these figures. So well done. Like I said, we'll be adding more. There's a few more Captain Kirks that I saw that I would like to have. And we're excited about that. Guys, we have a big week planned for you guys coming up here at the M.I.B Master Toy Museum. A lot of fun, more fun videos. We'll be, within the next week or so, we'll be telling you guys about our Christmas giveaway. We're just going to give figures away for Christmas. We're going to have a contest for that where we pick a few lucky subscribers, and we're going to give some figures away. It's the season for giving, and we're in that mood, guys. It's all about being thankful and appreciative for having awesome subscribers like you guys. My gold Ducat. I just really love this figure. So we want you guys to stay tuned for that. We got more fun on the way. You know the routine, guys. God bless. And keep collecting.